Okay, hey everyone. It's going to be a rather short video today with a topic that really should be discussed and thought about, and that is matrix life scripts. And I'm just going to have a little bit of a ramble on that today. Some things that are going through my mind. That doesn't mean whatever I'm going to say I agree with 100%. I'm thinking it out, sharing some things with you because I'm beginning the research for book two. So I'm starting to think about some different topics or different layers, different depth as we go forward. But I wanted to share a few updates first, so that's taken care of. First is a number of interviews have been done. I'm now just putting a link to an interviews page that I have on my website, and I'm just going to keep updating all the new interviews as they become available. All you'd have to do is go down the list, and anything new that you're interested that you haven't seen, they'll be there. So rather than posting a whole bunch of interviews below, it's just a link to my interviews page. You can find it from there. The print book has had a little bit of a setback due to a error I made personally. I forgot that the format of the pages, which you would get in your ebook, or you would, that you get as a something you read on a screen, is different for when it's printed to a book. I forgot that it's a different. You need different margins, and I didn't put the margins in. So when I got my proof back, it was all ready to go, and got my proof back yesterday, and you could only read half the page. So I had to remake the whole thing, and therefore it's going to take another couple of weeks maybe to get it all sent in, get it accepted, check the proofs, make sure the book is done properly. But I'd rather make sure now rather than a whole bunch of people somehow got books that they couldn't read. So, but it's my my non-remembering of what needs to be done with margins. But that's a little slow. That's going to slow down the audiobook. So the audiobook, I'll still try to follow that procedure. I was going to start in November, but it's going to take about 15 days probably just to read out the book. So maybe by the end of November, we might see that available. So I'm just giving you an update on where we're at with that project. The community platform, which is something that I know a lot of people mentioned in the last video, is having a place beyond these YouTube comments where you can all get together and chat. I had originally thought about creating a brand new website that included like a members only section where people could join and go and have a place where they could communicate. I had thought as well about people had mentioned some other just what do you call them platforms that already exist out there, and just sort of, you might say, piggyback onto one of these platforms. But I also don't know if that's necessarily the best thing to do either. It might be better to have something much more private, much more contained, where the whoever wants to come and join the community can and feel fairly safe with it. It's going to require, I see now, it's going to require moderators. It's going to require a few things beyond what I had originally thought about that. So it's actually a little bit bigger project than I thought it was going to be. So it's in my wheelhouse. It's something I'm putting together. Might take, a few months before that gets ready. But I'm just keeping you updated. It's on my to-do list, but now obviously I've got print books and I've got some other things that have to be dealt with, and I'm gonna kind of put a what's that, a list, and do the most important things first. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm just letting you know it's on the to-do list. I want to make a suggestion to you all, because even one of the reasons I'm taking some time to decide how I want a community to form up is, what's the internet going to look like in January? And I'm being really, really serious. As things begin to explode worldwide, and they're going to, we see that that's happening, we might begin to see internet control on a completely different level. And what I'm suggesting that you do is you make sure you have copied down the 10 most important email addresses in your life of the people that you contact, somehow written down on a piece of paper. Because let's say, for example, the internet was wiped out, and they bring it back on in a few days. Okay, we can talk about what they'll do after that and how they'll regulate it. But let's say they even wipe out your email. They keep your email. They allow you to still have your email address, but all of the emails on there are just, they're gone. They're just disappeared. Now, most people do not know the email address in their head of the people that they're emailing, even ones that they email regularly. They don't know it. And generally, these are people you don't know where they live. You don't know their phone number. You interact with them only through email. And if that last email of theirs isn't on your email folder, or you don't have a contact list that you can access, you wouldn't know how to email them again. So this is just a backup, just in case. This is a good little bit of preparation. There's probably 10 people that you would like to make sure, no matter what, you want to keep in contact with should something weird with the internet happen and go down and you lose your internet, your email list. That, assuming everything's back and running, you want to contact them again. So 10 emails, make sure they're saved somewhere. It's just a good precaution. Okay. Today's story, or today's topic, which is Matrix life scripts. And what's interesting is when I typed that into the search engine, just out of curiosity, what I came up with was scripts about the movie The Matrix. There's almost nothing out there about this idea of life scripts. Now, I know one of the only ones I know who really talks about it is Mark over at Forever Conscious Research. He does a number of discussions on it as he goes through the near-death experiences. And he does a great job of digging through near-death experiences. I'm really enjoying listening. Partially to the experience because they're interesting, but hearing little bits and pieces from him going along is helpful. But life scripts is something that comes up, this idea that, and it goes in the face what a lot of people want to believe. They want to believe we have 100% free will. Everything we do here, from the type of tea I'm drinking right now to how I'm sitting in my chair, it's all free will. It's all free will. But we begin to start seeing words like destiny thrown in, or that was supposed to happen, or I was meant to meet that person, or, oh yeah, I had to have that job. Well, that's not free will. Right away, you are indicating that there are things out there that are controlling your life script, controlling your life, that is not from your free will in the moment, that there are things already scheduled to happen. And as you go into these near-death experiences, you start to see more and more that it seems like once someone has agreed to reincarnate, there becomes a process of deciding, well, what's going to happen? What are the things we're going to have in your life? And generally, and of course, it's presented as if it's good for you. It's learning. It's helping you grow. But really, it's just the archons having a way of controlling and maintaining your life, of which you will start to notice. I'm bringing this up because I'm going into my next phase of recapitulation. I haven't recapitulated for a while, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my next recap over the next few weeks. And one of the key elements I'm going to look for in this specific mode of recap, I'm going to do it a little differently, is I'm looking for elements where I can find is it life script? Is there something that occurred or pushed me in a direction that was beyond my control? That it didn't matter almost what choice I made, I was going to wind up at the same destination? Or can I find elements where external forces were manipulating me? And I can already see a number of these, but I'm looking forward to doing the recap, to pulling up more of them. How many times in my life was an external force manipulating the choice I was going to make in the direction I was going to go? Like I say, I've got 3 or 4 of them right off the top of my head that I can think of, and I'm looking forward to the recap, to find more hidden ones. How many, I can maybe find, oh, this is the big one, but there may have been 4 or 5 small steps along the way. So we've got these life scripts that are not really our choice, or I think we've been deceived and manipulated already before we even get here to choosing certain life scripts. And there might not be one, there might be several possible life scripts, right? But they're all life scripts. They're all already contained and controlled. And we've got these forces manipulating us constantly to stay on our script, to not get too far away. And people like to think, oh, this is good. This is the spirit world helping us gain the lesson that we need so that we're going to grow and gain. No, that's not what it is. That's not, or at least that's not what I believe it is now, right? I believe that is just simple control mechanism that as long as people stay on the record groove, whatever that record groove is, they're not going to be jumping off the groove, which means they might start figuring out what's going on and start regaining their own power. That as long as you're stuck in your life script, then you actually really don't have free will. Whatever free will you think you've had in your course of your life, until you've seen your possible life scripts and in a sense burn them up, just rejected all of them and thrown them in the garbage. I care. I'm sharing with you how I see reality now. How I see reality, and this is important because I'm noticing this even in my dreams. I'm now noticing more and more how many times beings are attempting to manipulate my thought process the next day in the dreams I've had the night before. And I did a talk with Campbell. One of the recent interviews is all about dreams, and I talked about some of those things in there. But this need to literally have seen all your dreams in the morning and cleanse them out. You don't want to be carrying dream crap with you during the day because you don't know what's been going on for sure in these dreams. You don't know because you're in the astral realm. As soon as you go into the dreaming state, you're not in the physical, you're in the astral realm. And once you're in the astral realm, you're in the realm of these beings. You're in the realm of high level deception and tricks. And I think they're all playing together as part of this bizarre life script. It's the movie Adjustment Bureau. And again, the Adjustment Bureau has an ending that is fooling you, that is deceiving you. The whole thing is about these what do you call them? The orchestrators or controllers or whatever you want to call them. The ones in the jackets and the hats who are moving through the city and moving things around and making sure somebody spills their coffee at 8 o'clock and whatever, so that the life script happens. The movie continues so that, who's the main character? That Matt Damon, I think, that he decides that he wants to be with Emily Blunt, right? Is the woman in the movie. And so this is the whole focus. Oh no, this is the life he wants. It doesn't matter that they want this, and he's got these political aims for him. This is what he wants. But we find out at the end that was a life script originally, and something previously changed, and they decided, no, we're not going to go with that life script for him. We're going to go with this other life script. So at the end of the movie, all that's happened is it's not that they're trying to, you have free will and you can choose your life. No, he chose another life script just because he feels, this is one I'm going to like better than the other one. Out of the 8 life scripts I've got, okay, well, this is the best one, I think, of the 8 crap hole choices that the dream has given me. I like this one the best. Or what's called crap hole? The controlled things that the dream has given me. This is the one I'll take. It's still a life script. It's still controlled externally. And it comes, the chairman decided to change it and give you this life script, good for Matt Damon, everything is so wonderful. He's still being absolutely controlled. All they're going to do now is control his life in a different way to make sure that this life script continues and nothing else can possibly happen. No further detail can be understood. No further understanding of the matrix is going to happen. Life scripts have to be broken. The Adjustment Bureau would have been better for them to say, we're getting rid of all the life scripts and we're going to do whatever the hell we want from here on out. And we're not interested in what anyone else thinks about what we should do or what we should not do. I'm going to make all those choices myself. And I'm going to make sure that nothing externally is manipulating choices going forward. But to see that, you're going to have to, I think, see the course of your life really well. You're going to have to see how you've been manipulated up to this point. Like I say, I think I've been manipulated tremendously in the course of my life. You may be less than others, but I would be surprised I don't think there's one person out there that could be able to do a proper, clear recap and say, no, I've never been manipulated. No, from the time of my birth, everything has been totally chosen by me. I think if you look into that, you're going to find that is incorrect. So I'm working on Matrix life scripts. Do I have anything to prove at this point? No, but there's enough, we'll call it circumstantial evidence from a lot of near-death experiences and a lot of pre-birth memories of people talking about how life scripts have been chosen, why they've been chosen, how parents have been chosen, how, all this kind of stuff. And that means this supposed free will you're supposed to have doesn't really exist. And then you have to, how much free will do you really have? I chose this kind of tea before I came on here and started talking to you, but did I really make a choice? Even between the 2 types of green tea that I have, which seems like I'm making a choice. Well, I'm still having green tea, but did I even have the choice of not having the green tea? I mean, it goes to that kind of level. How manipulated and controlled potentially is every moment and second of our life. And I know people are, and I can hear the comments already, how people are going to stand hard fast behind, I control everything, nothing. Yeah, take a good look. Take a good look and really contemplate it, but most people won't. Most people won't do that um, because that'll depress your ego. The egoic structure that thinks it's in control, that thinks it's constantly manipulating the world to its benefit, maybe isn't. Maybe it itself is being manipulated by an external force, thinking it's then the one making the choice to manipulate you in a particular way. It's already being manipulated long before its own manipulation thinks that it starts. That's how deep the rabbit hole is we're dealing with moment to moment experience in this realm. And then you throw in what's going on in your dream realm, what's going on in the realm around you that you don't see, because we're touching the etheric realm, which is between the astral and the material. And just because we don't see it, only at times sense it, doesn't mean that all sorts of interaction isn't going on here. So I'm bringing all this up as an open topic of discussion of what life script are we running? What life script do we have? Why are we running the life script that we're on? Why is the life that I've had, certainly since I had the canyon experience, which I see as a huge manipulation, and if I go into the experience in depth, which sometime I will, real depth, which I've never done yet, I think the layers of manipulation in it, and then sort of the few weeks afterwards, will become very, very clear. That, like you might call the matrix itself, or the beings that run the matrix, were manipulating certain choices to push me in a particular direction that fit whatever my script was. So I want to see all of this in more detail. So that's why I'm doing a different round of recapitulation now. Yeah, there's going to be some cleanup of the usual stuff and preparation, but I'm really looking for life scripts, manipulation to make life scripts happen, and how far back can I go to see when was some of the first initial movements to potential life scripts? Because I don't think there's only one. Like I say, I've got 4 or 5 at least that I could see very clearly could have been a life script for me easily. Maybe a few more, and I'm going to look back eventually and see where was the break point where that one still could have occurred, and what was the break that turned life completely away and sort of knocked that life script out. Now that one can't happen, and now I'm down to 5 from 6, and now I'm down from 3, and eventually I'm moving into the life script that's been chosen. Okay, 17 minutes. You can go see the interviews. You can, you've got an update on the books and what's going on with the community. Thanks, guys, for being around. Thanks, guys, for liking what I'm doing. It is hard work. It might seem like this is no big deal to just sit down and have these conversations with you, but there's a lot behind the scenes that I do, and I think, and I contemplate, and lots of stuff that happens with all sorts of things. There's a lot more time and effort that goes at, never mind making a book, but just even making one of these videos is more than you think. So, and not just for me. Make sure that those that you follow out there, those that you get information from, you let them know you appreciate the time that they're putting in for you. A lot of people out there are making videos and really not making much from it, but they're still putting the videos out, and you should make sure they know that you appreciate the work that they're doing. Sometimes little tiny messages like that help in certain cases to keep your energy up and keep presenting more. So there you go. We will see where we are. It is October the 27th. So a few days before Halloween. Very, strange, energetic time period. Halloween, Hallow itself, All Saints Day, or whatever that's called, November 2nd, the Day of the Dead in Mexico. Those 3 days, the veil really, really thin, really, really thin between various realms. And I'm already starting to feel that, actually. I'm starting to feel the thinness of the veil between layers of the realm. So keep that in mind. Keep that prepared. We're moving into that time frame. So have yourself more aware that different energies can interact right now and moving over the next few days. So be ready for that. Otherwise, we'll see you in a few weeks with whatever comes up as my next thing I want to share for you. thanks again, and appreciate you joining me on the journey, and appreciate you letting me know that you are still getting value from the things I'm presenting, that I'm talking about things that are still new and unique and are not the same video over and over again. So I hope you know I'm working hard to try to have something new when I come out here. And yeah, thanks again for everything. And life scripts, look into them. Let me know what you think. Particularly those of you that think you found areas where you've had a life script forced upon you. That's more interesting. It's more interesting to me, I think, when we have a person who finds that I've got two complete life scripts. I could have gone, there's two definite, complete ways in my life. And it's not like I just chose left over right. I was literally pushed or forced into taking choice B over choice A, for example. There was almost like I couldn't make the other choice because of the way things were set up. So that'd be very interesting to hear other stories like that of people who also have recognized that there have been these various moments in their life where there's literally been roadways that have been set up, and after that decision, one roadway literally fell away and another one happened. Be curious to know what others think, because I'm working on it now myself, and I see that going forward in the next book project, it's not really going to be a project of a lot of reading. I've pumped into a lot of books, articles, and I realized that's not really going to help now. Now it's going to be total personal exploration, total personal exploration of the realm. It's going to be a completely different way than reading and thinking your way through it. You're going to have to experience your way through the next level of knowledge and understanding, and it begins. See you guys soon. Cheers.